Welcome to the show with Mike. T-Roy's here. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, pal?
I'm pretty fucking good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in days.
I know.
It's been nice.
Yeah, it has.
I played some drums.
Excellent. Excellent. Good for you.
Yeah, I walked around nude a little bit in honor of you.
Good for you. Good for you.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great, actually. We went up to, went and saw James Taylor out at Soaring Eagle.
And I've seen rain.
Exactly. One of the only ones I knew.
Yeah, really? No.
A few, but I was surprised how many I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he doing new stuff?
I don't know, because I don't know what it was. It was all very good, though. I mean, I really enjoyed it. He was fantastic.
He's great.
Even just because I didn't know the song, I could appreciate it and know that it's a good song, and he's an unbelievable songwriter.
Yeah. How many libtard moments did you have?
None. Zero.
What? He didn't preach to you?
Not at all. Nope.
That's like what he's most famous for nowadays.
He did a couple of, he just did some little storytelling in between songs and some kind of jokey jokes here and there. It was pretty enjoyable.
Good.
Then, ironically, so it was at the casino, but they have this outdoor venue around back, right? So you can park at the casino for free.
I think that's where I saw Journey.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's great. It's a great setup.
Yeah, it's not bad. And it was, it's a little soggy, a little muddy on the hill. We had lawn seats, but I digress. But to park right there, you could pay $20, right? I'm parking right there. I don't care. Turns out when you pay the $20 to park, they give you $20 in free play, which in a little envelope is just $2, slips for like in the casino, right? You can't go cash them out for money, but it's, you can free play.
So what does that mean? Slot machines? Can you do blackjack?
Yeah, I don't know. You might be able to cash them in for chips. I'm not sure, but it's probably just for slots. But either way, that's all we did. And Hat was like, "Well, let's just go in. We got 20 free bucks. We're here. Let's just go in, win $1 million, get out."
Yeah,
like cool.
There's no keeping you out of the casino, anyways. Come on.
Exactly. Sounds like the perfect plan. What could go wrong? So we walk in.
Major mill.
We're tempted to just jump on the first machine. I'm like, let's take a lap.
Yeah.
Let's see what speaks to us. Let's find what we want. Do a full lap, come back around. And I'm like, I don't know.
Price is right, it is.
But ironically, that's so funny because that had kept coming up. The Price is Right.
Yeah.
As a theme. And there was a game, and because there was a picture of it coming that's going to be there next week, like the traveling show. Oh, okay. And they had that slot machine and everything. And funny enough, that's what she was like. Well, let's play slot. I was like, I don't know. And there's another story behind that, but I won't bother with anybody with that. So anyways, we come back around. I'm like, how about this stupid cow alien looking one over here on the wall with this huge video screen and stuff? We're like, fuck it, let's try that one.
Sure.
Walk over. I slide both slips in for $20. Hat sits down in the chair. She goes, hits the 240 credit button for a $2.40 bet. Hit the button, and we sat there for a half hour as this machine went ape shit.
What?
It went into like this the first one won some video mode, and then it went through all this stuff, and then it was 75 free spins, and in those 75 free spins, we got 10 more, and then 10 more, and then 7 more. And it just kept, like, we didn't have to do anything. It was just playing on its own. Like, it almost got boring. If I wasn't watching the money just go up and up.
What? Yeah, I was going to say, what was
$200.
Nice.
In one click of the thing, $200. Sat there for a half hour watching it go all kinds of crazy shit.
Wow.
Doing a million different things. Cashed out, walked out. I was like, way to call your shot.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Perfect.
Covered the concert.
I love
Basically, it was a wash.
That's awesome. I love hearing stuff like that.
Yeah. But I came up with a hack. So I realize now that...
Oh, boy.
Well, no.
The legendary casino hack that everyone's got.
No. So everybody that paid to get it back there got that envelope, but that was their little, to show that they paid to park, and then they had the envelope with 2 little slips in there. Now, when you come out of there, you can either go left to go into the casino, or you go right to go the fuck home, right? You're getting out of there. If you're going right, you're not going into the casino. And they were only good until noon the next day, right?
Okay.
So if you're leaving, you're not using them.
Oh,
so
no.
Nobody was. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to stand out there with a sign, or I'm just because people are just waiting. Like it's like a perfect scenario. Everybody's just waiting to go. You can like talk to everybody as they pull out of here. Like, hey, can I have it? No, I'll give you $5 for it. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You could have $1,000 in free play in no time.
Yeah, probably. There's probably a ton of people that don't. And by the way, they hated you. To go in and take your free $20.
That's not how they didn't see us coming at all.
No. They're hoping you'd walk in, spend the $20 and go, I'm going to get it back, and then lose $200.
Nope. Right.
Trying to get it
this
back.
machine's just about to hit. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it really worked out well.
That's perfect. And it's a great venue to see a band.
It is. Yeah.
Really,
and I actually really like the casino. I mean, it's a nice little setup. It's nice in there.
Yeah. I was there with Beth and with Mike and Marisa.
That's correct.
And we sat down and blackjack for a while, and Mike and I got our cocktail on.
Sure.
And I found out that he's as bad at directions as I am.
Okay.
Which was great. So the two girls got out. We dropped them off front. We're like, yeah, we'll go park. And I'm like, so where are you going to park? He's like, I was hoping you'd know. It's like, fuck, you're asking the wrong dude, pal.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That's great to hear. I don't know what happened to me, dude, in the last 15 minutes. I just hit a wall.
Yeah?
Just like,
What's the matter?
I don't know, yawning, struggling to keep my eyes open. I don't know what the hell happened. I was doing great all day.
Lose your mojo?
Maybe. I had a doctor's appointment. I was there forever. They drew blood, so maybe that's what it is.
Sure, we'll go with that.
You know, you see the dots there?
Oh, they probably
it's
took...
not from my heroin needles.
They took so much that you're feeling woozy.
3 vials, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not quite the donating blood levels. That's
No. But I was going through, I was talking to my doctor. I made the critical mistake of saying, so how's your family?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
No, she's
20
great.
minutes later.
45 minutes later. No, she's great, but just I don't know. These parents that get involved with school, sports activities, and they've all got a bitch about the coach. Mm-hmm. They've all got a bitch about other players on the team.
Sure.
And the amount of, I mean, it just sounds like a money pit. The amount you're spending on your kids. I remember Tooch going through it with Jess, and it was like, he's in Florida, he's in Ohio, he's in Kentucky, he's like...
Especially when you do anything travel.
We played sports our whole lives. I don't remember ever leaving the state. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Like, never. My parents would have just been like, yeah, you don't play baseball anymore. You don't play soccer anymore. Yeah. We're not paying for hotels.
No, but that was most everything we did was either Little League or, through the school system. Mm-hmm. And most of this stuff is, like travel leagues, a lot of the shit where you end up in tournaments all over the country.
I just feel like you absolutely know with certainty that your kid is never going on to like D1 or the pros. So what is the...
Wishful thinking, I guess. I mean, I did it with Sky with dance, competitive dance. Now, most of that was local, but then when you would go to nationals... But you had no
illusions that she was going on to, dance in the Russian ballet. I mean, it was like...
No,
just
but it was just
exercise.
It was something to do, right? I mean, she was good at it. She loved it, and it was her passion, so feed that shit. It's not about that she's going to make a career out of it, but
right.
That's not the point.
Right.
But it was funny because every year they would come up and they would have a meeting over the nationals because you got to pick which ones you wanted to go to, right? So there was always like Wisconsin Dells and what's the shit place out in Missouri, the little
Branson,
Missouri, Florida, all this kind of stuff. And I remember one year we were at the meeting, and we're always like, is there one like in Ohio or what, Yeah. And they came up and they were like, but we have an opportunity this year to go to one in Maui. And they're all rich cunts, They were like, yes! And we were like, fuck! Fortunately, it didn't work out that we went to that.
Do they help with that?
No.
You were on your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing that I always hated about that, too, was costumes, right? So, I mean, they're basically...
outrageous.
Ridiculous. I mean, it's at least $100 a piece. And then it's a different one for each dance. So if she's in 10 dances, it's $1,000 minimum, for costumes, for shit.
And they wear those a lot, so they get a lot of use out of them.
Right, yeah. It's one and done. That's it. But the shitty part that always got me was, like, the same, probably everywhere, but at least this place, you had to pay half of it, like, at one point and then pay the rest later, right? You got to pay it in 2 different installments. Whew, thank you for that.
Yeah.
But the first installment was due, like, December 20th.
Oh,
every year.
Smart.
Like, awesome. Here's $500 right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's unbelievable. Why wouldn't they hit you in September when the school year starts? Like,
great question.
Yeah.
Because those bitches need to go Christmas shopping, I guess.
Yeah, and for the privileged few who it doesn't matter, money's of no
Which
object.
was plenty of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was not us. But you do what you got to do.
I don't remember us being like that growing up either.
No.
My parents would buy me a new set of cleats every couple of years when you outgrew them.
Yeah, when your toe busted out of the end of it.
Yeah, I remember Jay, like, he had duct tape. Mm-hmm. all over the soles of his cleats to keep them together and the toes.
Yep.
So he'd blow those things out.
Yep.
It was like, yeah. And then there were the Lebos of the world who had brand new Copas every season, you know,
of
like
course,
that kind
sure.
of shit, you know.
It's not created equal.
No. Mm-mm. As my dad always said, life isn't fair. You're used to it.
It's true.
It's not fair. What's going on in the world, T? First off, I'm so glad that we're done with preseason football.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's so
it
fun.
gone.
It's amazing. I can't wait for preseason to start.
Yeah.
No, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I couldn't get any enjoyment out of any of it, any of the games.
Well,
And I'm
I mean,
just ready for
as
regular.
far as the Lions go, I mean, they basically didn't play a single starter.
No.
I mean a few, but very, very little, and offensively, none.
Yeah. No,
So-
we never did. We see Jahmyr Gibbs? Did we see him first game a little bit?
He played a little bit the first game, and that was it.
Yeah. But you don't want to show what you're going to do anyway. So they're
No.
really basic offenses, and
Sure.
even the broadcast team is second rate.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what am I doing? Why am I watching this? And
Because it's football. We're geeks.
I watched. It was like, ooh, Aaron Rodgers is starting for the Jets. So I flipped that game on at 6:00 on Saturday, whatever it was, and I watched 5 minutes, maybe one drive, and they're little dinks and they're just not going to let these guys get in harm's way. It's like 3-step drop, get rid of it, and
Yeah.
it's like, this is just silly. What am I doing? I got better shit to do with my time, and I went outside and weeded.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
That was much better use of your time.
Probably I would have never thought so, but it really was. It really was much better use of my time.
Welcome to adulting.
Yeah, right? Right? And the place looks better. I feel
Yes.
better that it,
Hell yeah.
I didn't quite finish. I got stuck talking to a neighbor for a couple hours. Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Oh, we love her.
Of course.
Yeah,
I'm
it was-
pretty sure she doesn't listen.
No.
And she doesn't know which way I point.
I found out, no. They saw my head bob. I'm pretty sure my nurse listens, though.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
nurse.
Yeah, she goes, I don't know why, but it was the first time I've seen her without a mask. So I'm like, hey, Raven, I've never seen your face before. She's like 4'9". She's a little nothing of a, And
That's so Raven.
it's so Raven. But she's awesome. I really like her a lot. I've seen her for a few years now. And
Did she take your blood?
she did.
All right.
She's good at it,
There you
too.
go, Raven.
She's had assistants or students in there before, and they just stab your arm up till you look like a heroin junkie.
Yeah.
And I was like, no fucking assistance. She's like, no, I got it. Because my veins don't pop anyways. I don't have hair. It's the Swede in me. And so,
What's that got to do with your veins?
well, just whatever. My veins don't pop, and I don't have hair.
I don't know. I
really,
don't see
for
the
the most
correlation
part.
between the two.
Well, I was just
think
looking at
the
my
no-
arms, and I was
I
like,
think the
well,
no hair would make it easier.
Well, it does in that Band-Aids when they put them on. It's not as bad as it is
Fair,
for some
yeah.
people. But she's fucking great, man. She pops that thing in there. But then she mentioned, I always thought she was Mexican.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hard to tell with a mask.
Yeah, but with hair and eyes and this and that. I was like, oh, I think she's Hispanic.
Latinx, perhaps.
She's not Latinx. Turns out she's Lebanese and something else.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, do you know Paul Aaliyah? She goes, oh my God, I love Paul Aaliyah. She knew exactly who he was.
right.
And she's like, I listen to your show sometimes. She's like, you guys are really good. I was like, wow.
Well, high praise.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raven.
From the Raven. So,
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
yeah, exactly. Okay, what's going on in the world? We had a neo-Nazi over the weekend. It was prevalent. I know they want you to believe they're everywhere. I
Is this
don't.
the dollar store, or
Yeah.
Dollar Tree, whichever one it was.
Yeah, why is it always a dollar store? Why don't they ever go into fucking Macy's or Saks Fifth Avenue?
Depends on what you're hunting.
Yeah, I guess, but it seems like there's a lot of dollar store and fucking nickel store, whatever. It seems like it's always some shit box. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess if that's what a neo-Nazi's going for, he's like, well, I'm not going to find a ton of those people that I'm interested in shooting in a Saks Fifth Avenue, so I'm going to the dollar store. I think if I was, I'd do everything I could to avoid dollar stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because there's a lot of
Prices are right, though, man.
No, I understand that, but it seems like a lot of gunmen kind of target dollar stores for some reason.
I got to say, I don't recall like that being a huge pattern.
There's been a few of
mass
them. I want to
shootings
say
at
two
dollar
or
store.
three over the last couple of years. Not a ton.
Okay.
But more where it's like, You don't hear, neo-Nazi gunmen walked into Saks Fifth Avenue and started mowing people down. Like that, you never hear.
No, those are getting robbed.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody's robbing the dollar stores, so you gotta pick your poison there.
That's true. Well, this guy killed 3 black people at a dollar store in Jacksonville. His neighbor claims, with absolutely no evidence, 0 evidence, just a neighbor. He snapped after he stopped taking his medication days before the massacre. That's the first sentence in the story. And I'm like, oh, wow, yeah. So someone's got some real insight here.
Sure.
What is this medication? Make sure we don't stop taking it overnight and snap.
This neighbor must be very close with this individual.
So Ryan Palmeter is the shooter. 21.
Is that Ryan Paul Meter or is that Ryan Palmeter?
I don't know. Palmeter, P-A-L-M.
Well, I didn't know if that was like a legit 3-name killer,
No,
Wayne
no.
Gacy style.
No. They usually do give that third name.
Well, I didn't know if that was John Paul. What?
Meter.
Yeah.
M-E-T-E-R. No, it's one word, Palmeter. Palmeter, P-A-L-M-E-T-E-R. Palmeter?
I don't know.
Ryan Palmeter.
Yeah,
sure.
Fuck him.
He walked into this Jacksonville, Florida store on Saturday armed with 2 weapons, including an AR-15 style. That really is the gun of choice.
Wait, it's an AR-15 or it's an AR-15 style? So it's just a long rifle.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot.
Essentially.
Anything
painted matte black.
Anything that's
looks
not
really cool.
Anything that's not a pistol is an AR-15 style.
Sure.
Gun
Yeah.
these days.
They would never say a rifle or a 12 gauge.
Just a long rifle.
Yeah, just a long rifle. It's not any more powerful. Bullets that aren't any bigger. They don't go any faster.
Yeah.
But it's an AR-15 style. We know what you're doing when you say that.
AR, assault rifle. Says it right in the name.
Yeah. That's not what AR stands for. But okay. That's okay.
But
so
you know how many people don't know that?
Oh, a lot of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, a lot of them think AR means assault rifle.
Exactly. And they want you to think that.
Yes, they do. So he apparently had painted his with swastikas. And in open fire in what police are calling a hate crime.
Yeah.
One neighbor, so this is Greg. Greg knows everything.
Old Greg.
Greg said he never met the killer. Okay. But he knows his parents pretty well and speculated that Palmeter was recently taken off his meds. Thanks, Greg.
Speculated? Didn't even get that from the parents?
I don't know. He's speculating.
Speculating.
From what I understand, he was on medication, and for some reason he got off it probably a few days or a couple of days ahead of that. That's probably when he snapped. There's a lot of probablys
There's
in there.
a lot of probablys.
Yeah. For someone who's never met Mr. Palmeter.
Yes.
Greg's going out on a limb. It sounds like Greg likes the camera attention and someone sticking a mic in his face.
Greg was not going to miss this opportunity.
No.
He had to have a statement.
Yeah.
And it's full of probablys.
A lot of probablys. Probably when he snapped. Probably a few days ago he got off them. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. A lot of speculation and probablys.
Yeah, that's probably bullshit.
Greg added that that Mr. Palmetter's parents are the type of people that will help anybody, anytime, anywhere. Okay. Former classmate said that that Ryan was involved in internet humor. Okay.
What the fuck? Okay.
Okay, so that means he likes memes.
He's shared a meme or two in his life. He likes them.
He swipes a lot on TikTok.
Does he put the jokes out there? What is?
So would we be considered people who were involved in internet humor?
I guess technically.
Yeah.
If anybody finds us funny.
Yeah. I think a couple people would, at least.
I hope. That'd be so disappointing.
Wouldn't it? If they're like, no, you guys cannot categorize yourself as internet humorists because we've done some polling and found that nobody finds you funny.
Not funny at all.
Ever. He was a socially awkward introvert, obsessed with video games. And I'm seeing a pattern there.
Okay.
But
not even because the whole fucking world is now these days.
Well, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Like being an introvert and into video games, you just described everybody who's under the age of 30. Like all of them.
I know.
I don't know anybody that's. What is an extrovert nowadays? Like you join a school team? Does that make you an extrovert?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's an introvert. They have very few friends. They sit inside. They play video games.
This is the Anyway.
Footage captured the racist entering the Jacksonville Dollar General before he shot dead 3 victims and then turned the gun on himself. He left a detailed manifesto behind, which police have called the Diary of a Madman. Nice shout out to Ozzy.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not bad. Sheriff.
We got a manifesto, though.
Yeah.
That's all we can hope for in these things.
Yeah. Unless that's what they want. You don't want to give them what they want, which is, the whole.
Well, I like answers. I just like to know why they did what they did. I'm not saying you got to publish it or anything.
Yeah.
But I like a little
I think
closure.
you sort of do have to publish it.
I think you could just throw a little Cliff Notes version of it. Like, this guy was a piece of shit. He said he hates the blacks and just couldn't wait to kill them all.
I think he called them ends.
I bet he did.
Yeah. And I believe there was a hard R at the end of it.
I bet there was a hard R. Like capital R on the end, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. Guys.
No.
It's not a Paul Dawson situation.
Definitely not.
I watched that video again the other day, dude.
It's so great.
It's the greatest video ever. Find the video that tops Paul Dawson.
I showed it to Skylar for the first time because
Can we pull it up?
She said something, whatever, and I did that. I was like, I put the NH on the end for emphasis. And she looked at me like, what? I was like,
Tell me
please
you know
tell
who
me.
Paul Dawson
Please
is.
tell me you know. She's like, what? So we were outside by the pool, and I played it through
Oh, no.
the Bluetooth. I was showing her the video on my phone, but it was playing through the Bluetooth speaker in the back, like really loud.
Yeah, that happens.
But she was floored by that. Like, she could not believe that was real. Like, she was looking at me like, this is a bit, right? Like,
it's the best internet video out there. I know,
What? Why? Oh, there we go.
And the whole news story, even the editing, the way they cut back to him and he's holding the signs up.
Yeah.
To explain
oh my God, yes.
the ER versus the H.
Are we going to play it?
Yeah, let's play it. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Anytime we can play Paul Dawson.
Any excuse. Oh, whoops. Almost played the wrong one here. Let's see. What the fuck?
And if this guy's a national treasure, by the way. Mm-hmm. I think I've said before of him, he's Ned Flanders who drops N-bombs.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Here we go.
Well, it is a word that evokes many emotions in people. It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a Jefferson County high school teacher has now received the longest suspension on record for calling a student the N-word. WHAS 11's defender Renee Murphy investigates what happened and why in this story you'll only see on 11.
Valley Traditional High School is in the middle of a racial controversy right now. A teacher used the N-word towards a student. The word is only 6 letters long, but the impact is far-reaching. And we do want to warn you that some of the language in this story is strong, and it may offend you, it may offend some other people. But since the story is not just about the N-word, it's also about the teacher's intent and definition of the word, we have decided to leave it in the story for you to decide.
Yeah, for shock value.
Yeah, exactly.
And what did he say specifically to you?
Sit down, nigga.
Keyshawn Chambers is a freshman at Valley High School.
I bet he did.
A Boy
He doesn't
Scout,
deny it.
football player, a member of the ROTC, an honor roll student. He was hanging around his teacher's classroom door in December. The teacher told him to sit down, and the teacher says that Keyshawn used the N-word first.
Do you have a pencil?
And I just kind of was stunned a second. Well, then get away from the door, nigga. And I was just... I repeated the same insult because that's sort of what I've been trained to do.
Paul?
The school district says that is not what they trained English teacher Paul Dawson to do.
He tried to say I said it, and I didn't say it, and no one else in the class knows that I said it because I didn't.
Documents from the school investigation show that several of the students interviewed from Valley did not hear Keyshawn say the N-word first. Dawson says that students use the slang version of the N-word at Valley High School all the time. He says N-I-G-G-E-R is a racial slur, but says that students use N-I-G-G-A as often as they'd say dude or hey man. And Dawson says as much as he does not like the word, he still used the slang version to feel more comfortable with black students.
Why is this word used so frequently? So I just don't understand it. And I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah, we all
I need help. Yes, I use nigga. I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's nigga. But, nigga this, nigga please. Nigga, Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
What kind of example are you setting for your students if you...
When he went through that diatribe right there,
It was so good. I mean,
like
that sounds,
her
that's like
eyes
scripted.
have to have lit up. She's like, oh, he didn't. Oh, he's still going.
But there's still, even that is not my favorite part. My favorite part's still coming up.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not the H for emphasis. It's not that fucking rant. No, the best part is coming.
Word that you don't want them to use?
Upon reflection, that's not good.
Dawson was suspended for 10 days without pay from
It's not
January
good.
9th
It's not
to
good.
January 23rd, and he has to go to diversity training. He says that he's learned from this experience and
Well,
hopes
he's
that
learned.
others
He's learned.
think twice before using the N-word.
I will never say any form of nigga. I'm cured of that.
Except this one.
That is my favorite.
He's cured.
Oh, I'm cured. I will absolutely never, ever say
I get a pass this one time.
I'm cured of that, he says.
He's cured of that.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's,
I love that he needs help. It's what he
I
was
know.
taught.
Yep.
You know,
I just
this
want to
is-
understand. This is so great.
Oh, Paul.
This,
Twice before using the N-word.
Cured.
I will never say any form of nigga. I'm cured of that.
Paul Dawson says that he is sorry for the way things were handled, but Keyshawn says that he is not looking for any apologies.
Apologizing
Yeah, you
is
want
going
him
to change
fired.
the fact that it happened and he's not been punished.
wasn't he suspended,
Suspended
10 days?
10 days.
And has
Probably
to go
without pay.
to sensitivity training?
Yeah, he's got to go to some bullshit diversity training
What,
thing.
what, do you want, man? What,
yeah,
what-
Keyshawn wants him fired, of course. That's all they ever want.
This is the start of cancel culture right here.
Yeah.
We're witnessing.
Sure is.
And punishment.
All right. Are we done with that guy?
Oh, my God.
That's so good.
I just...
I know,
should
I love
be
it.
a staple on every show.
It is.
Every
I mean,
episode.
he seems so sweet.
He's Ned Flanders who
He's-
drops N-bombs. He is.
Exactly.
He's Ned Flanders who
Right.
drops N-bombs. He's the greatest. He's my
And as an
favorite
English
person.
teacher, he probably is like this just doesn't follow any protocols whatsoever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not a word that you can say that we can't say that it's okay for you but not okay for us. That's not how words work, man.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to Mr. Paul Metter, who would be probably a big fan of Paul Dawson. You got to think. So he left this manifesto. Sheriff T.K. Waters said the gunman hated black people and wanted to kill Iggers. Yeah, they've got
they've
the
got that.
asterisk there.
Oh, okay.
That it's not with the H on the end of it. It's hard R.
Is there an R on the end of it? Is it
No, they didn't even-
asterisk,
they didn't
asterisk?
even put that.
Well, then how do you know it's not AH?
Because Niggers is what they have.
Okay. I mean, but you're just assuming there's
I'm
asterisks.
assuming that a true racist with swastikas on their AR.
Do you know it's
style
not
rifle.
naggers?
I don't know that it's not naggers.
Okay.
People who annoy him.
Yes,
Could be.
right.
That could be true.
Oh, naggers.
Oh, naggers. He described the shooting as a dark day in Jacksonville's history. Both the rifle and handgun were legal. The firearm dealers followed proper procedures in the sales. Waters said a federal civil rights investigation has been launched. Why? He's dead.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
we need to know.
Okay. And officials are treating the shooting as a possible hate crime, an act of domestic violent extremism. Boy, oh boy, anytime they can throw those words out there, you know.
Boy, they
that's
couldn't
great.
wait to get out that it was a legally purchased gun.
Yeah,
Just got to close those loopholes.
sure. Paul Metter left his home at 11:39 a.m. I don't know how they know that exactly, but it seems like a very specific time.
Yeah, I'm sure they could track his phone or
Yeah.
ring camera or something along those lines.
Okay, fair enough.
Or a text message that says, I'm leaving, I'm on my way to the Dollar Tree to go kill some N-words.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things.
He
that could
didn't
point
say
to
that, but they say he left at 11:39 and then texted his old man. And he's like, "Hey, Pop, make sure you check my computer when you get home." Dad's like, "All right, cool." And that's when Dad saw the manifesto. He was like, "Oh shit!" They called the cops then, the sheriff's department at 1:53 to report the manifesto they found, but he'd already begun his assault. Paul Metter was seen putting on tactical gear at nearby Edward Waters University, their campus, moments before the shooting. Security at the historically black college tried to detain him, but he managed to evade them.
I assume it wasn't on foot.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Well-
so you got a chubby white guy evading.
We don't know what the security
At the historically black college? My guess is they've never hired a white individual.
Probably correct. However, they may not. I'm going to say he didn't get away from students. I'm just going to say that right
now. No. Governor DeSantis described the shooter, said this shooting was based on the manifesto that they discovered from the scumbag who did this and was racially motivated. He was targeting people based on their race. That is totally unacceptable. This guy killed himself rather than face the music and accept the responsibility for his actions. He took the coward's way out. Coward's way? I mean, putting a bullet in your head seems very not cowardly. Yeah. I know they like to pin that on that, but
no, you should,
kind of a
you should face
move.
Life in prison with black people. That's going to go way better.
Yeah,
for you.
way better.
That's the brave way to go.
Right. Yeah, I think I'd go the quote coward's way out too. We condemn what happened in the strongest possible terms, and we send our condolences to the victims and their families. One heckler shouted, "Your policies caused this."
Of course.
So I don't even know what that means.
I got to tell you, I'm not impressed.
By
3? Your count's 3, and you off yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what you were going to do. You put a manifesto together. You went to a fucking Dollar Tree and killed 3 people. That's piss poor. It just is. It's piss poor. I'm not condoning it on any level. I'm just saying if you're going to do something,
have
do
a
it
real
right.
kill count.
Do it right.
Yeah.
You know.
I think people find out.
The reality is that he probably could have faced. He would have got out of prison for that shit. 3 people. It's nothing. It's a weekend in Chicago.
Yeah, but he's white and they're black, so they throw the racial book at him for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
and let's just. So he was at an HCBU.
Yeah.
And then left. Well, maybe he was trying to do it there, and then security interfered.
Yeah.
Intervened and foiled his plans. And then he ended up at a Dollar Tree, just all mad, just capping the first people he saw.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best you're going to get. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would think that you could do some real damage.
At an HBCU?
Yes.
Yeah. I would think so too.
Yeah. A lot of opportunities there.
Yeah, I don't know what the makeup was in the dollar store. I'm guessing more than anything, it's just, you're targeting lower income people. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of rich people, I wouldn't think, are shopping at the dollar store.
Well, everybody likes a good value, Michael.
Yeah, but do they?
And it depends. Listen, you go in a lot of these smaller towns, like that's the store. Like you go in a Dollar Tree
in
or
Jacksonville, Florida, though. Well, maybe.
Well, it depends on where. I mean, they have them everywhere. But I'm saying, like, I stopped at one. I don't know, not that long ago, but out in the kind of in the boonies. That's like every little town's got. But I mean, it was a grocery store, it was a hardware store, it was everything like into one.
Yeah.
Clothes, all kinds of shit in there. It wasn't just your bullshit knick-knack stuff that you think of a dollar store.
Yeah,
it like had everything.
I think what a lot of these shooters are finding out, because we've seen this before, where it's like wounded 2 and killed 1, and you're like, boy, oh boy, talk about, trying to set off the M80 and having it just smoke for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're trying to send this huge message and take all these people out. I think that these people are finding out, A, those guns are a lot heavier than the video game version.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to hit moving targets.
Yeah, that's true.
And when a gunshot is heard, people fucking run. Mm-hmm. And so it's not as easy to just like in your video game, where you can just from anywhere just take out and make mass casualties.
Yeah.
They're finding that
there's no real kickback on a video game controller either.
Exactly. And you don't realize you don't realize just how loud those things are either.
Yeah.
Until you're in the moment.
Your own shit ringing.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, when we were at the range that day, I had one that I thought I lost my hearing. And it took a day.
Westfall had a couple shots. His gun was loud as fuck, man. I don't know what he had. An AR-15 style rifle.
Right.
But man, oh man, it was like he was in a fucking phone booth firing that thing.
Yeah.
It's just so loud.
One of my plugs had apparently come a little loose.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden it was... I thought I was deaf. I was deaf for a day.
And as a drummer, I've got hundreds of pairs of the ones you roll up and stick in your ear. Boy, oh boy, those don't work very good.
They're not great. I mean, they have to be properly installed.
You need the fucking ear covering cans, man. Yep. It really is.
Makes a difference.
Yeah. So I wonder how many of these people are like, well, I've played a shit ton of video games. I know how this works. I know how blah, blah, blah. And then get in there and it's like, you had a store full of people and you got 3 of them.
Yeah. You can
Nice
tell
job,
people that have
kid.
real training, ex-military, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Or people like Dylan, what's his shit? The
Mulvaney?
no, not Mulvaney. The shitbag in Charleston.
Oh, yeah,
who went into the black church.
Yeah.
And they're in a round table with a bunch of elderly black people.
Yep.
Who are trying to pray for him and be super nice. I mean, couldn't it be any sweeter?
I know.
And it's like,
Makes me sick.
this is fishing at Cedar Point in that pond where you throw
Right.
food. It's like, really, dude, really? So even he, it's like,
But-
you didn't have the balls to go to a nightclub and pull this bullshit.
No, but his body count was respectable.
What did he get, 8?
More than 3, I guarantee you that.
Yeah. And I'm glad the guy didn't get more than 3.
I am too. I'm just saying, if you're
it's
going to
gotta
go
be a
through
little
all this
embarrassing.
shit, it's one thing if you're just mad and something happens, you start popping off somewhere. But if you're premeditated, you got a manifesto,
Yeah.
you have 2 weapons, you could have done that with a knife, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great
Like, what are we
point.
doing?
Great point.
Yeah.
And, I have no idea how his family feels about this, but his parents, his dad must be humiliated. He
Yeah.
put together this
Shame.
14-page manifesto and he got 3.
Right?
The fuck, son?
Yep.
Jesus.
I mean, didn't even just off himself, didn't even, it was before the police even arrived, I think, wasn't it? That he hit himself?
Maybe.
I think that's the way I heard the story go down.
Yeah, that could be.
Just did it and then
Yeah.
it wasn't like I could see you try and get away, you get cornered, like take me
Dude.
alive, Kappa.
Yeah.
It's one of those. But
There could have been one he could have been like reloading or something, and one black dude in the corner was like, "You motherfucker!"
Right.
And starts coming at him, and he's like, "Wah!" Freaked out. This
Possible.
guy's gonna rip me limb from limb, and just took the coward's way out, if you will.
you imagine pulling out one of those things, walking without your shit, and be like, "Die, N-words." Your gun jams. All of a sudden there's just like 14 fucking guns in your face. Fuck'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Kentucky Fried Movie. Wasn't that Kentucky Fried Movie where the guy had to go down the alley in the ghetto and yell the N-word and then run away? I think it was Kentucky Fried Movie.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Can't picture it though.
The Jacksonville sheriff, T.K. Waters, again slamming the political left's anti-gun narrative in response to the racially motivated shooting that killed 3. The story is always about guns. People are bad. This guy's a bad guy. If I could take my gun off right now and lay it on the counter, nothing will happen. It'll sit there. But as soon as a wicked person grabs a hold of that handgun and starts shooting people with it, there's a problem. The problem is the individual. Now guns are a tool that people use to do horrible things, but it's the individuals that wield these things. So we are working hard to try to stop that. Are you? I don't know about that. But in this situation, in this case, there was nothing illegal about him owning the firearms.
No.
Yeah, we're going to go round and round now about the gun argument.
Exactly.
And
But
it's going to go nowhere. So
the irony is that there's nothing, for at least from what I can tell, unless they come up with something new from this story, that there's absolutely nothing in this kid's past that would prevent it. Whatever they want to pass for this new gun law, background checks and the shit that they want to do, there's nothing in this guy's past that would have prevented him from getting this weapon.
Right.
You're never going to be able to stop the first time.
no, we're reactionary people.
Yes.
by nature, and
So-
that's
so what, are we saying
that's
that-
when you're talking about freedom.
When but I don't. But again, I don't know now if this guy was if they go through his stuff. Now there's a manifesto. Now if they start going through his social media and there's all these red flags and that kind of
Won't
stuff.
matter.
No, it won't matter. What I'm saying is that's going to be like, see, this
all
guy
the
should've-
flags were there.
all the signs were there.
The flags usually are there, but there's nothing they can do.
There's nothing you
You
can
know
do
what I mean?
about it.
That's the problem with living in a quote unquote free society,
Yeah.
where it's like, no, we don't put people in prison for Minority Report stuff, for mind crimes, thought crimes. Typically, I mean, we're starting to.
Yeah.
This isn't Canada. This isn't Europe. This isn't Australia, where you can just strip people of those rights and just be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. So, you're going to have these problems here. And I think that mental illness is a real issue.
Sure.
The medication of kids is no bullshit. The confusion of children is no bullshit.
Right.
We're seeing it play out all the time. And I don't know what you do about it. Here's what I do know, because I don't really have a dog in the fight. You know, I'm not a big gun guy. Neither are you. Well, we've shot a couple times. They scare me more than anything.
Yep.
But I know with absolute certainty that this is not about trying to help people. It's just a political football. It's a political argument. And so I know that if you give these fucking monsters that want to be all powerful governing bodies, if you give them an inch, they will take 1,000 miles. Period. End of story. So that's why the pushback is so hard on some of these. Like free speech, not negotiable. Second Amendment, not negotiable. And I understand that argument. I understand the other side of the argument too. But if I could trust that it was truly about safety and not about winning a fucking argument, politically speaking, I'd be much more inclined to go, okay, what do you got? Who's got the best idea? How do we do this and still protect? I don't think they're looking at that.
No.
They want a disengaged, disarmed public. And our forefathers saw that and went, nope, you can never give these fucking megalomaniacs ultimate control and yourselves no way to defend yourselves. That doesn't work. They will abuse that power. Forefathers knew it. They were coming from Europe. They knew. They knew what a kingdom was like and what that political power was like. And they tried to do it differently here.
I sent you that tweet a while back. Somebody, I don't know, somebody irrelevant, some dumb twat, but was basically like, okay, so if we have a gun ban on guns, your excuse is, well, what do I do if somebody pulls a gun on me? What gun are they going to pull if it's banned?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
And you're the problem.
Yeah.
You think that the bad guys are going to listen?
Yeah.
No. That's not. A ban will never get rid of those weapons.
No. And the only ones they'd actually be able to confiscate are the ones from people like myself who went and legally went through the process, bought a gun, and then went to my local police station with it and registered it.
Yep.
So there's an account of me owning a gun that it's legally purchased. I went through the background check. I went through the Franklin Police Department to register my weapon. They know that gun exists and they know who it belongs to and they know where it should be if it's involved in something. How do you do that with people who obtain fucking illegally purchased guns with filed down security numbers?
Yep.
How do you go confiscate their guns? And believe me, they are not turning theirs in. I've been the first one to say, fine. Since there's about 430 million guns in this country, estimates say, which is 100 million more than there are people in this country, let me know when you get to about 420 million confiscated, and then I'll hop in line to turn mine in.
Yeah.
Until that day,
never.
No, you don't. No, because I know who the individuals, the responsible, adult-like citizens are that would go, well, you know what? I'm not breaking the law. I'm not going to prison for this.
But now, what weapons? All weapons? Rifles? Assault rifle? Are you going to be allowed? You going to be allowed to hunt?
Yeah, with a hunting rifle.
Okay, that's still a gun. You know what? I can kill somebody with a hunting rifle just like I can kill somebody with a handgun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, easier from a longer distance. A really nice scope.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. And those aren't registered.
But show me the case of...
Nobody knows I have that gun.
Show me the case of that guy is the problem, though.
Exactly.
That guy's never been a problem. Never will be a problem. I mean, occasionally he's got might shoot
somebody
bitch
that goes,
wife or something.
Yeah, exactly. Goes off the rails.
Yeah.
But for the most part, those are the people that are the safest with guns.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's a never-ending discussion.
And it never will be.
No, it never will be.
Yeah, political football is a great analogy.
Until they get enough political power, until the monsters that want power get in power and then just force it. You know, I think of Prime Minister Blackface.
Yep.
He showed his true colors. And I don't mean by, probably fucking a 14-year-old student and getting blown by a handful of other students. I don't mean that part of his story. But the way he dealt with the truckers' convoy. Right. And it was just like anybody that donated them, take their bank account and close it too. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So this isn't about fucking children and then paying their silence off.
Nope.
Not that at all. Even though that's equally bad, right? I don't know what's worse, fucking a 14-year-old girl in the student body and paying her a couple $1 million to shut up, or getting blown by a handful of students. I'm not sure which is worse, but I'm not even talking about those.
Oh, one of those was bad?
Yeah, I think they both are technically. But I'm talking about when he got really pissy. Remember the guys that were going out and then talking to the neighbors and shoveling their snow and stuff like that, but they had a real problem with the COVID mandates and stood up for their freedom to cross the borders and go around the country and shut all their bank accounts down and all that.
Yeah.
Those
monsters.
Those monsters. Yeah.
A threat to democracy.
Oh, boy. I've never been prouder of a video, T. I got to be honest with you.
Really? The Paul Dawson one?
Well, Paul Dawson, too, yeah.
Okay.
I've got to try to find him. I've got to look into that story more and find out where he is and see if we can't call Paul Dawson, you know? It's been years.
Right.
We could see if he's holding up his end of the...
I want to know if he's truly cured.
Yeah, you know.
Because
the whole goal would be to
that,
get him to relive and then drop an N-bomb at some point.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Well, just, bring our listeners up to speed, Paul. What was the scenario again?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I told you then I was cured, and I will never say any version of the again. Oh, God bless you. So you've got Burning Man.
Oh, yeah. A festival out in the Arizona, in the desert.
Nevada?
Is it Nevada? Okay.
Yeah. Where is
I've never
Burning
been
Man?
there.
I thought that was in
Arizona.
California.
No. Well, maybe. Somewhere out there in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
They're all right in that little area.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
there was some demonstrators from the Seven Circles and Extinction Rebellion. Now, so they...
It is Nevada.
Huh? It is Nevada? Okay.
Yep.
So this was in Nevada, and they decided to put their big trailer across the street and block the road so the people going to Burning Man couldn't get through.
Okay.
Because climate change. You
Right.
know? So they'd rather have a lineup miles long of cars just running, producing CO2 into the atmosphere than just have these people go on their merry way, I guess.
All right.
And I'm sure they're mostly just white people, privileged asshole white people. So the demonstrators locked themselves onto the trailer and and then started to clash with people who were like, "Get the fuck out of the way, you clowns!"
Yeah.
So rangers from the Pyramid Lake Paiute Tribal Police Department of Nevada came into play.
Here we go. See, now we're talking. Now you're getting onto
tribal lands.
Tribal land.
Yeah.
The rules do not apply, sir.
No, they don't. And they reacted different than what our cops would do nowadays, which is stand back hundreds of yards and
bring in a negotiator.
Yeah, exactly. we're just going to let them, rage for a few days, destroy everything, and then, we'll come in and sweep afterwards.
Right. Could you give them the impeding traffic ticket?
For these guys or
for blocking the road?
Yeah, I would think so.
They're 100% impeding traffic.
One woman can be seen chaining herself to the trailer as one of the protesters gets in another man's face saying, "This is a democracy. We have a right to protest." You do.
Yeah.
You do. That's a First Amendment
But
right.
you don't have a right to impede traffic.
No, you don't. Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah.
They love to say that, like, they're trying to take democracy away. They won't let us protest. Yeah, asshole, you're walking down the middle of a fucking freeway with a giant BLM banner. No, that's not protesting.
Sort of like you have a right to protest. You don't have a right to loot.
No.
That's
You
not
don't
the
have a right to
same.
go on public or private property either. And you certainly don't have the right to go onto tribal lands and pull whatever privileged asshole thing you want to pull.
So is Burning Man on tribal land? I'll have to look into that and find out if that's where it's hosted.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So let's
see what we got here.
all right.
So these clowns decided it was going to be a good idea to block the road.
Yeah.
Going to Burning Man.
Yeah, they knew people were going to be coming through to go to Burning Man. And so I was like, yeah, let's all right, let's check them out.
Let's see.
I just can't stand protesters. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're losing me. Oh, you fucker.
I already played this too. That's bullshit.
I saw it reload while I was up there. Well,
Yeah.
you're not getting on our thing.
Nope.
Eat a bag of dicks.
This idea too that you're going to play a 30-second fucking commercial.
Yep. I don't even get a skip ad option on here.
No. that's
eBay
bullshit.
Motors. Not
You know
that
what's?
I'm gonna-
You know
who
what
the
I
fuck's
think?
gonna buy a car from eBay? Who the fuck would buy a car from eBay?
Who knows? I think Joe Rogan's doing it wrong, by the way.
What's he doing?
Because he does back-to-back ads, and they're like a minute and a half long.
Okay.
Dude, there's a 15-second skip button,
Yep.
right? And so it's just like, just drag that thing to the end. If you made that commercial 12 seconds, A, you wouldn't piss your audience off. And B, by fast forwarding 15 seconds, you would miss the first sentence or two going forward. And so a lot of people would find that it's, I bet way more people would listen to your ads.
Yep.
You're doing a sunglasses ad. You could do that in 12 seconds. It doesn't need to be a minute and a half long. I just don't understand like where.
It is if that's what they want to pay for.
Yeah, I guess. I think you'd be better off and people would like you more if you did 12-second ads.
All right, 12-second ads for us it is.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's see.
No, we got to get through. I'm sorry.
So these guys are trying to move the trailer.
Okay.
And this guy's like, no, we're protesting. Oh, abolish capitalism.
Yeah.
Nice sign.
Yeah, dude, listen. No.
Oh, nice rainbow fucking fanny pack, dickhead.
Why do they not just drive around these idiots? It's a desert. Look, you can go around on either side of these fucking clowns. I mean, principle I get, but why wouldn't you just fucking drive around them?
Yeah. I don't know how much room they have.
Looks like plenty. Look at that. Looks like plenty. You can get around on any side. You're putting my life at risk. Chained in her chair.
Yeah, idiot. You chained yourself there.
Yeah.
This is the democracy. This is the democracy. You have a right to protest. Get the cops. Get the cops.
Get the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Careful what you wish for, sir.
Yeah. So they're trying to move it.
We are attached.
We are attached.
And you're coming
We've
with us.
chained ourselves to it. Throw it over the edge of the cliff and let them all tumble with it. Look at that back up.
Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. This is where we've got a real problem.
Here comes the ranger. Oh, bye-bye.
Are we still attached, young lady?
Yeah.
Are we still attached? Circle back and just fucking
He's not
blast
done.
it again.
We're going to take all of you out.
Ha ha ha.
They're screaming. She's chained to the fence.
Get out now. Get out.
Gun to the face.
Right?
The fuck down now. Not fast enough? Get your ass down.
Get on the ground.
There you go. Crisscross applesauce.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Knee in the back.
Right?
George Floyd style.
So who's going to get the gun?
We're not violent. We're not violent. Shut the fuck up. You know exactly what you're doing, you twat.
Right? You know, she's the one popping off. Look at my man over here. It's just like, just, nope. All right, I'm down. I'm not taking a bullet for these idiots. I was just here for the pussy.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the shit I don't get. Like, okay, we've asked you nicely 400 times to fuck off and move, and you chose not to.
You will listen to us.
You will? Okay.
You will listen to us.
Sure we will. In court.
Yeah. There you go, sweetheart.
Yep. All right,
I love the tribal
congratulations.
police going, eat a dick. Our jurisdiction, not your bullshit.
Exactly.
Look at scientist guy with his climate guy with his hat on and his white coat.
Bill Nye,
Yeah.
unseen. Oh, there we go. And come on through, folks.
Good.
Enjoy Burning Man. Have a great day.
There's another video because that kind of jump cuts to the
Yeah.
cop, the ranger in what looks like a Ford Ranger or a pickup truck of some sort, plowing into him. He comes in at a clip.
What?
He comes in at a clip.
Oh, yeah?
And it's just like, fuck off. Boom! And just goes blasting through it. No discussion.
Nothing.
No, let's talk about this for 45 minutes while you make irrelevant arguments about this is democracy. We can play things we want. No, we're not having any of it. We're tribal cops.
I'm telling
fuck
you,
off.
you better move because Chief's coming right about now.
Yeah. Call the police.
And this ain't the police.
Call the
Chief.
police. Okay.
All right.
If I must.
That was terrible. But
Cops didn't even fucking slow down.
no.
It was just like,
that's
boom.
fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Little
Michelle
pushback.
Hook, who is a journalist with The Guardian, claimed on social media the Rangers attended the protest after receiving a call from someone in the crowd saying, I'm going to shoot these activists. Okay?
Get them out of my way
Yeah.
or they're going down.
One ranger could be heard saying that the protesters were trespassing on tribal land before several were arrested and taken into custody. The Seattle branch of the Extinction Rebellion said, "Why would a police officer risk public safety like that?" I'm glad he did.
Yeah. Oh, wholeheartedly.
The only thing that would have made that better is if that twat was still chained.
Yeah, and when he did it, and bodies just were strewn across. No, I don't want them to die. But, some nice road rash, some raspberries would
some
be...
strawberries on the fucking legs. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. Have them picking gravel out of wounds in their knees for weeks.
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
In the cell.
We're non-violent. No, but you're an annoying, self-important twat is what you are.
Yeah.
Okay? You think look, believe me, everybody has things that are important to them.
Sure.
Everybody has a cause. Everybody's family's going through some shit. Everybody has something that means something to them, right? Whether it's, animal rescue or human rights abuses or whatever. Yours is climate change. You've bought into that whole fucking thing.
I was going to say, I don't even know what their cause was.
Climate change.
Don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's not part of any of this.
But they're of the belief, like a lot of these people are, that the only way to get something done is to be a complete disturbance and a twat.
Right.
And so that's what they've learned through decades of this nonsense. They've learned that the squeaky wheel tends to get the oil.
Yep.
And so, unfortunately, they tried it on tribal land, and they weren't having it. Yeah. And what are you going to do? Fire them? No, you're not. You can't. You don't have jurisdiction, and you don't want to go into their courts.
No.
And you don't want to fuck around in their casinos.
No.
And you don't want to fuck around in their land.
Right.
And God bless them. God bless them.
Well, that was an indie casino I won in. Shouldn't have said that out loud.
Mm-hmm. But they, you were respectful to them.
Yeah.
They were respectful to you.
For the record, I'm still down to the Eagle.
Yeah.
In my lifetime.
I bet.
That did not quite get me whole.
Yeah.
A couple of bad beats in poker that...
Speaking of the casino, and the Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, those are big slot machines that you see in every casino. Were you guys aware that Mr. Barker had passed away?
I did catch the wind of that, yep. I was pretty much out of everything for the weekend, so I didn't know about, the racist and stuff until today.
Yeah.
But I did hear about Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all over Facebook.
Oh, it's breaking news. I don't know why it's breaking news when a 99-year-old dies.
Yeah.
I
did love when I saw that he got as close to 100 as he could without going over. That's fucking great.
That's great. That's great. And I know the amount of people that wrote me like, you're not 100, from that lady.
Yep.
Very true. He had a bitter.
You're not 100.
Yeah,
there you go.
He had a bitter rival that went for decades with, of all people, very fuckable, even right to the end, Betty White.
Really?
Yeah.
They had beef?
They had huge beef.
No shit, I had no idea.
Couldn't be in the same room together beef.
Is this a Me Too thing, or what's going on with Bob and Betty?
Bob never fingered her against her will or jammed his dick in her throat or anything like that. Okay. Nothing. So apparently this beef goes back decades. There was something about an elephant at the LA Zoo who had gotten too big for its enclosure, and Bob was like, we need to get this thing to a safari land and let it go free. Now, Betty White was of the position, just make his cage bigger. And Bob was infuriated by this.
Okay.
In the end, Bet White wins, of course.
Oh, boy, just Betty bigger White. Cage?
So they gave him a bigger cage, and Bob was like, the cunt is dead to me.
Oh, boy.
And to the point... They couldn't be at the same like the game show awards and stuff they would have every year, where it was like, all the best, whatever. She would host it sometimes. She would have to give her or if he was going to be there, she knew she couldn't be there in the same room with him.
What? Was this just going to come to blows, or what are we talking about?
Well, yeah, you saw him take on Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
Barker doesn't fuck around.
No,
Price is Wrong, bitch.
Classic.
Like that whole thing. Yeah,
sure. I think Betty can hold her own.
Yeah. But Betty would send in video things like accepting awards and stuff like that. She knew better than to fuck with Barker.
All right.
Yeah. Did you know that was like a East Coast, West Coast fucking beef?
I had no idea that there was Bob Betty beef.
Yeah.
No idea whatsoever.
Beef. Yeah.
You team Bob, you team Betty?
I don't know. You know what? I love me some Betty White. Honestly, I do.
National treasure, but so is Bob.
So is Bob.
I mean, let's.
Boy.
Listen, it's not about the person here. It's about the fucking elephant, Michael.
I know it is.
Betty,
and
or
you know what?
Team Bob?
I'm team abolish the fucking zoo across the board.
Well, then you're Team Bob.
Yeah, in most cases, yes, that's true. I would be like Bob is the,
So you just said fuck Betty White.
In this instance, not that I wouldn't have been able to. I feel like I would have been able to right this wrong and get this beef squared, so that it didn't end up on the cover of XXL or Source.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
This is where this beef was going, and I don't think two American icons like that, both at 99. Both.
We needed a moderator because that could be the healing that this country needed.
Who would you get? Richard Dawson?
I don't know.
I mean, who? I mean, Trebek could have pulled that off.
Yeah.
Sajak's
coming up. He's about to have some free time.
Yeah, Sajak could have probably got in betwixt them and
what was the who was the old be back in 2 and 2? Who was that guy?
I don't know.
Come on. The dating game and all that shit.
Chuck Woolery?
Woolery, there you go.
All right.
Well done. He's a local boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
Could have got him on the case.
Barker had a longtime girlfriend, Nancy Burnett.
Was she ever one of Barker's beauties?
She was not. Of course, he met her at an animal shelter gig.
Yeah.
And was like, hot piece of ass, I'll take that one.
Did he have her spayed or neutered?
He probably did. Mm-hmm. They met in the 80s, and he's been banging her ever since.
Yeah.
She said she's going over his final days and, talking about some other stuff. Bob hosted The Price is Right 4.
Oh, boy. Here, like timeline?
Yeah, don't go over.
I know. I'm going to go. He hosted it for 38 years.
Your guy just went up the mountain and over the
cliff. Over?
35 years.
Oh, man. All right.
Now, he's been in Hollywood and hosting stuff longer than that, but The Price is Right.
The show itself, yeah.
35
pretty good guess, actually. I did go over. I did yodel over the mountain, but
yeah,
I was pretty close.
Now Nancy's 79 now.
Oh,
it's 20-year difference.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so when he was 50, he was tapping a 30-year-old. No big deal. Yeah, it's Newberg and Michelle.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Started dating
when he was like 70, he didn't,
trade up.
Yeah.
He lived a very simple, quiet life, nothing extravagant or out of the ordinary. That's one man's extravagant is another man's poorhouse. So, where on the spectrum of extravagant? Like he only had one private plane and one yacht.
But you never. I mean, you know what? You never heard shit about that guy. I mean, you never heard anything off the show. Never heard a bad word about him. You never saw him anywhere. Was
he fucking Bob's Babes or whatever?
Barker's Beauties.
Barker's Beauties. Was he tagging a few of them?
I think there were some accusations that had flown around. And
nothing that stuck though.
There may have been some settlements. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look into that. Something rings a little bell back there that Bob might have got a little handsy or something along those lines. But I mean, who can blame the guy?
They were Barker's Beauties.
I got to tell you.
You can't fondle Barker's Beauties and you're Barker?
What
are we doing?
Something special about that long, thin microphone that he had.
Yeah.
There was something special about that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He could hold it down at his waist.
Yeah.
Have that thing come all the way up with
And
that little tiny dot on the top.
Yeah. He was as cool as they come, man.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. Bob was healthy and sturdy until the end. Even in his final stages, he wasn't that gaunt. Some people at that age are very gaunt and thin and frail. He was not. Bob's publicist Roger Neal confirmed he passed away at his Hollywood Hills home. It is with profound sadness that we announce that the world's greatest MC who ever lived, Bob Barker, has left us.
That's fun. Let's rock him. Shut up.
I mean, greatest MC that's ever lived? I mean, I know some MCs that would seriously take issue with that.
Yeah, I just said.
Yeah. You think it's Rakim?
That's my number one. That's my GOAT MC of all time.
Yeah. He's on your Mount Rushmore. Did you put Eminem up there?
He's not on mine, but I respect. Yeah, he's there.
He's definitely on mine. No doubt about it. But I don't have the deep knowledge.
Sure. It's hard to
what about Eric B?
He was a DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric B is on the cut, and my name is Rakim.
Exactly. It was just a test.
Right.
I knew that.
Hey, he nominated DJ for
What about
president.
Jazzy Jeff?
Don't. Just stop right now. Cease and desist, my sir.
That's what I thought. It was a test.
Yeah.
Nancy, who serves as the president of United Activists for Animal Rights, First met Bob in '83 at an animal adoption event. The two quickly bonded over their love of wildlife. My friend and I were there. We're just kind of standing around. And he walked over and introduced himself. It's like, I'm Bob Barker.
Yeah.
What do you say we take this back to my place? It's probably what he said.
Yeah.
You know, the two quickly started dating. I mean, which means he was pounding that. He went to Pound Town.
Yeah. Gave her that
day
that long, thin
one.
microphone.
Yeah, big time. As things became more serious, Nancy made the decision to keep their relationship out of the public eye. Mad respect for that. She worried how dating a booming TV star would affect her personal life. I kept my relationship with him very low-key because people treat you differently when they know that there's a celebrity involved. As for why they never wed, Bob made it known from the start he had no interest in walking down the aisle for a second time. He married this bitch, love of my life. She drops from cancer. Bob's like, I'm out.
Not doing that again.
No. But Bob reneged on that and was like, he wanted to wed Nancy. So she says now that he's dead.
Right. When you can't be rebutted.
Right. So she
said no?
Yeah.
He was dying. I was like, no, Bob.
No.
You said no.
He brought me a prenup and everything. I'm like, oh, yeah, chicks are dying to get a prenup.
He's so flattered.
The star proposed to her many times over the years and once even had a prenup written up, but that she did not change her stance on the matter. When we started seeing each other, that was one of the things we talked about at the beginning, about if we'd ever remarry. He said, no, he would never remarry. Perfect, because I have no intention of ever remarrying. It's a technicality, especially in California. They're one of those states that, like...
Yeah, they're common law.
Exactly. So you've been dating someone 8 years.
Yeah.
You know, draw up all the prenups you want. She'd be an idiot to sign a prenup. Mm-hmm. She's going to be entitled to everything anyway.
She gets everything.
Yeah.
Well,
so
will states.
I didn't know this about him, though. His big break came in 1956 when Ralph Edwards, producer, creator of the game show Truth or Consequences, tapped Barker to take his place as the host. I really wanted that show. The call from Ralph was and will always be the most important thing that ever happened to me professionally. I had done some local TV, but not that much. I had done radio on a regional network, but I had never done a national show. All the wonderful things that have happened to me, it all began with that call. If he hadn't called, someone else would have called. Well, maybe not.
Perhaps.
He stayed until they went off the air in 1974, but before that run was over, he started working on another game show that seemed at the time to have little promise, The Price is Right. So it eventually became the longest running game show in TV history. See, I would have thought Jeopardy held that. But The Price is Right. It floundered.
It's still going.
Yeah.
And that predates
That's,
Jeopardy.
what's his name, right? Drew Carey?
Yeah.
I think he's doing the
Is he still
daytime
doing it
Price is
now?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm never here, but
yeah,
I know he was. And then,
I haven't seen it, but when we see highlights,
Wayne Brady was doing it for a while, I think.
Was he?
I thought so. Well, yeah.
What, the male version of Wayne Brady or the female version of Wayne Brady?
What? Michelle Obama? What's the female? Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Wayne Brady pansexual or something? He needed attention recently.
Just,
and
exactly.
Came out with that. Mm-hmm. So the first two runs ahead on NBC and ABC could not find ratings and eventually take it off the air completely. But then in 1965, then in 1972, CBS decided to make one more run at it. The Tiffany Network created a daytime and nighttime version of the show, with the lesser-known Barker taking the AM shift and Dennis James hosting in the evening. He was apparently more well-known at the time. Within 2 years, Barker was hosting both shows. Nightly version was eventually canceled. He went on to host the daily for 35 years. And then he called Betty White his sworn enemy, by the way. Like all over that.
Well, ironically, I Googled great TV show game hosts, right? I wanted to get a list to see what's
Richard
out there.
Dawson's my goat.
That's right there.
Make out with chicks all the time.
Yeah, Dawson, Trebek, Sajak, Monty Hall, Chuck Woolery, Bob Eubanks, Wink Martindale, Regis Philbin, right?
Did Bob Eubanks get in the butt, Bob? Where's the craziest place you've ever had sex? On the Newlywed Game?
Yep, that was...
Chick said in the butt, Bob?
In the butt, Bob.
Was that Eubanks? It must have been.
Had to be. Yeah. But in my research here, I come across, gross. Wow, look at that. Betty White is on the list. Didn't know she hosted a game show.
Yeah.
But she exact same fucking thing. Born in 1922, died in 21. Barker, born in 23, died in 23.
But
just didn't quite get there.
Yeah, he's the
So
Titans,
he-
man, in the Rams Super Bowl. Coming up 1 yard short.
So he won. He got closer to 100 without going over than Betty White. So he wins
yeah.
the beef.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I for some reason I'm kind of devastated.
They listen, in the top 10s, they have him as the number one, the GOAT of the top.
Really? How does the top 5 list go? So
Barker,
you got Barker is
Trebek.
one? Okay.
Dawson,
Yep.
Steve Harvey,
No.
Pat Sajak.
I'd go Sajak before Harvey.
Then we go Regis, Gene
Fuck
Rayburn, Terry McGovern, Jeff Probst, and Chuck Woolery.
Yeah, bullshit. Woolery's better than
Probst.
Probst.
Come on.
Probst.
That's a game show.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Anytime you can say I've seen my game show host cock, should disqualify him.
Yeah.
Like that should just be like they're not going to say motherfucker on the air, and they're also not going to show you a picture of their cock. And Probst has done that. So, to me,
I check out Barker's hog.
yeah, I
See
wouldn't
what he's
mind.
working with.
I wouldn't mind, but if it was
Giant white bush.
yeah, but if it was evergreen, you know what I mean? Like if it just happened, you saw him at
Yeah.
a nude resort or something. Love to see his cock.
Sure.
You know, if I was in the locker room on the CBS lot, and he just got done playing some racquetball against Woolery.
Just come
and
walking out of the locker
walking out
room.
with his
Yeah,
with a
sure.
huge hog. Fine.
But if he's look at my dick, look at my dick, look at my dick.
Yeah, if he's
No?
pulling look at my dick as he's driving down the road, or if he's taking selfies in the mirror like fucking Probst.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, we got hacked. Celebrity got hacked.
Different times, man.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a different time. Believe me.
Yeah.
If these guys were in these era, there'd be cock fucking pics all over the time.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I got to Google a highlight reel from Barker because I know he's had memorable moments.
Oh,
with
big
people.
time. I came across something gross, but I wasn't gonna play it, and there was some were like 10 minutes. It was like,
Yeah.
if you could find something quick.
fine.
I would like to say that insurance, Michael, we all need it, but most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have, or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all
Brent.
types. I know, right?
Love me some Brent.
He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. So call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. That means you can call him. He'll tell you how much it's going to cost, and you have no obligation to buy.
Yeah.
You just know if you can save some money. And who doesn't want to save money?
We all do.
Yeah. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for our boy, Brent Wasik.
Very
Wasik
good.
Insurance.
So when a team wins a championship, okay, Super Bowl, World Series, NHL, you win the Stanley
Shout out to the
Cup.
U.S. and they win the Little League World Series.
Sure.
Come on.
Okay. If you win one of those majors,
They beat
right?
Curacao or anyway, going on.
Okay. If you win one of those big ones, you get to go to the White House.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And during COVID, remember Trump had people there and bought them all those kids that won the national championship, like McDonald's,
right? Yeah.
Wendy's, and all that shit. I think they were having some issue with power. Was there a power outage or something?
Not sure.
There was some, or maybe it was just flat COVID.
Do we know how did Barker die of COVID? Do we know what killed him?
No, natural.
Just-
natural causes. Yeah.
Seems like a real missed opportunity.
What? To blame COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could. New variant got him.
Sure.
So, obviously, do you know who won the WNBA this year?
The Sparks.
No, it wasn't the Sparks. Las Vegas.
Cunts.
No, close.
What are they?
Come on, you got this.
No, I
Las
don't.
Vegas. Oh, like you don't know who the Las Vegas WNBA team is.
Las Vegas Showgirls. What's their team name?
The Aces.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
it
I
does.
honestly think that's the first time I've ever heard that in my life.
It's
and I'm not
100% the first time I've heard that name.
And they won it.
They won
and
it.
then I promise you, I think that's the first time I've ever heard Las Vegas
Well,
Aces in my entire life.
Why don't you? Because there's probably a lot of people in that boat. Why don't you describe their color scheme and their logo for the general public that maybe isn't up to speed on
I'm gonna go black and white. Well, more black than white, but there's probably some white.
like
in there.
3/4 black.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Just some white
6/8
accents.
black and
white,
2/8.
white accents, on the end of the bench.
Okay. So they were invited. They were invited to a ceremony at the White House. Dr. Jill's there, and Joe is there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but the president,
Fell asleep?
no, he decided, I'm just going to stay in Tahoe, extend my vacation, and fuck those bitches.
Okay. Well, he's all tuckered out from Hawaii.
Yeah, he had to go to Hawaii. He was pissed about that.
So they had to go to the White House trip, and the president wasn't there?
No. But don't worry. They're not just going to leave these bitches hanging again.
They wanted to see Kamala anyway.
The Las Vegas Aces we're talking about. And
Right.
so they stuck Kamala out there. And don't forget, big man Doug Emhoff out there, the first lady man or whatever, first man lady.
Yeah.
What do they call him?
Trannies?
The first boy, the first
oh.
swinging dick, whatever,
Oh, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
he's known as,
First
Doug
man.
Emhoff.
Yeah.
Who thinks the biggest problem in this country is white supremacy and toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of toxic masculinity in the WNBA.
Is there?
Yeah, those guys get kind of hot under the collar, don't they?
Congratulations, Candace Parker. Yeah.
Why, is she an owner of the team?
No, she's a forward. I always thought she was a little cute.
Candace Parker?
Mm-hmm. For,
Is that Tony's sister?
For a 7 foot, chick.
Yeah, sure. I bet Big Mike would have been a hell of a WNBA player.
Oh, yeah. Strong crossover.
Yeah, big time. With those really broad shoulders, could really box out nicely, Nikki Fargas, who's
coached by Becky Hammond.
Oh, yeah, great. Mm-hmm. Cool. Love me some Becky Hammond.
Yeah.
Nikki Fargas is the team president. I didn't need to tell you that. That's for the listener.
Do you know who the owners are?
Of the Las Vegas Aces? What's the Vegas basketball team, NBA team?
The owners are
The Phoenix Suns?
Tom Brady and Mark Davis.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Tom Brady and Mark Davis.
Yeah. Owner of the Raiders and
Right?
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Why is he buying a fucking WNBA?
They probably
team?
bought it for him,
Yeah,
for Christmas,
right,
and were like,
exactly.
just put your name
Put
on
your name
this.
on it. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. We'll
Here's
don't
why,
even have to
Tom.
go to a game, Tom.
Here's why. Because people just say Tom owns it, and people are going to assume it's Tom Brady, where if you say the Las Vegas what's of the WNBA, it will literally take everyone in America to use their combined brain power to come up with aces.
Mm-hmm.
So Nikki Fargas, team president, told a local ABC affiliate that her team was so excited and honored to attend. I know all of our players and front office staff who worked so hard to build that championship team and elevate this franchise will enjoy taking part in the festivities. Unfortunately, they got stuck with Kamala and Doug Emhoff.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad. Oh, by the way, the podium that has the presidential seal on it.
Yeah.
They didn't have that podium out there. They had the little mini junior
fake one?
For the vice president.
That's too bad.
Yeah, so I don't even know what the vice president. Sweet hair, dude.
It's the worst. How could you be worth that much money and get that fucking haircut over and over and over?
He's a Lloyd Christmas fan.
I
He's
guess.
gotta
right?
be,
He's
right?
gonna go get the gap put in.
It's unbelievable. Biden's vacation, unfortunately for him, was interrupted by that wildfire. He had to go over there for like 2 hours and then
Yeah.
flew back to Tahoe. And then
He's
was
still
like,
tuckered out from that one.
yeah. But he's like, fuck those bitches. And I honestly, I
Jet
don't
lag.
blame him. Why would you go meet the WNBA players?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If Joe Biden was like, I am not fucking wasting my time with the goddamn WNBA.
Yeah.
You fucking handle it. I got other shit to do.
Yeah.
Would you have more respect for him?
Huge respect. Huge. Yes, I would.
Yes. That'd be the best thing he did his entire presidency.
Yeah.
Or did we know that he didn't just forget?
No, we don't know any of that.
Just wasn't there.
But, this is all going along the belief system that we're all playing along to right now, that he's actually president.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody on earth believes he's actually running anything. We all know. Like, talk about in name only. Like, that is that dude.
Yeah.
You've got a literal dead man hanging out, in Tahoe. Let him stay there. He's not running shit anyways. So he probably did go like, oh, man, I don't want to see those bitches and what? He probably doesn't even know what the WNBA is. So, yeah, make Kamala do it. What else is that idiot doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nothing. Mark Davis is worth $1.9 billion.
That's it? I would think the fact that he owns the Raiders would be worth... The Raiders have to be worth $10 billion. $6 billion. If the Cowboys are worth 10, they could get 12. Cowboys could be sold for $12 billion easily.
Let's see. Huge value after the Vegas move. $5.1 billion they're listed at.
The Raiders are?
Yep.
Yeah.
After they moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
I love it. $5.1 billion.
Yeah. Need that other $100 million.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Carlos Santana.
Oh.
Did you see him step in it?
No.
Over the weekend.
What?
Yeah. He did. I waited till the end of the show.
Carlos.
But
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Where do we land on Carlos Santana? Fans?
I am. I haven't seen him. I've seen him a few times. I haven't seen him in years, but from what I've heard is he's kind of like who did I just see? George Clinton, right?
Okay.
Who's
from Funkadelic?
Yes, from Parliament. But they just kind of wheel him out. He just sits on stage, and everybody
he looks
else.
like he still plays, though.
I mean, when I saw him a couple of years ago with Fishbone and some other stuff, like he wasn't doing a lot. Now maybe he was sick. I don't know, but he literally just sat there, watched everybody do their stuff, and then everybody was like, "Yeah,
yeah."
And from what I hear,
saw a video of him, and he was
Carlos is doing the same kind of thing now. Like he just jumps out and he was like,
"Yeah, black magic woman." Too much of that.
Dude, is that one of those fish with like a ribbed fish with a stick? Sort of.
It's just tubular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that in like grade school. I when that comes on, I can fucking play that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can play that.
'Cause see, that's singular motion. I can do that all day.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have to do my feet.
Carlos got in some trouble. So Thursday, video popped up of him on stage. When God made you and me, before we came out of the womb, you know who you are and what you are. Later on, when you grow up and you see things and you start believing that you could be something that sounds good, but you know it ain't right, because a woman is a woman and a man is a man. That's it.
Is this a song or a speech?
No, speech.
Okay.
On stage. Whatever you want to do in the closet, that's your business. I'm okay with that, before mentioning his closeness to his brother, Dave Chappelle.
All right.
Yeah.
I say you could put some bars on that. That'd be a banger. You can make that into a jam.
As long as you put the...
I like it.
Criticism prompted him to release a statement on his Facebook page.
Oh, here comes the backtracking fucking apology.
So,
come on, Carlos. You're better than that, dude. You said it. You meant it.
I am sorry for my insensitive comments. They don't reflect that I want to honor and respect all persons' ideals and beliefs. I realize what I said hurt people, and that was not my intent. I sincerely apologize to transgender community and everyone I offended.
What about the people that you're offending, that...
Yeah. Well, they're not going to throw a shit fit and cry and scream and protest.
That's right. Those feelings don't matter.
Yeah. So I guess you're cool with Santana, Carlos Santana, completely lying to you, as long as he says the bullshit that you demand him to say.
Right.
Because the only truthful thing, there were two statements there. One that he said on stage on Thursday.
Okay.
And then one that he issued in a Facebook post on Friday.
Yeah,
and so
apology.
Right. Where, oh my gosh, I did not know I would offend. I'm so sorry. Si, senor.
It's one of my favorites. I'm sorry you're offended.
Yes. He was telling the truth on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry if you don't like that. I hope you get off of this fake ass apology, because that's what that is. There's nothing to that. Like, so does that hold any credibility? Like, whew, oh, it turns out Carlos Santana is on our side. No. You guys, you people become such fucking nightmares to deal with.
I'm sorry, who?
Those people. The psychotic, mentally ill people that go ape shit when Dave Chappelle says something hilarious and they lose their minds, like their lives are now in danger. Yeah. Carlos Santana told you how he felt. Might not align with the way you feel, but, there's probably lots of things you don't align with on how Carlos Santana feels. I'm sure there's lots of things that Troy and I don't agree with Carlos Santana on.
Sure.
You know what, though? What I don't want to do is put a gun to his fucking head and demand that he see things my way.
Take it back. Fucking take it back right now.
Dude, the guy plays jingling on the guitar for a living.
Yeah.
Fucking cares. So
And he's 80.
This makes you feel, maybe this does. Maybe just getting the fake apology, like, oh my God, I see the error of my ways.
Right.
No, is that what makes you feel good? I don't know how that's a win.
I really can't wait until the apologies just stop.
Just stop.
Even
he should have never
even to the
issued one
fact
to begin
like who was the Neo, right?
Neo.
He came out with it, and he addressed it. Didn't apologize. He came back. He doubled down.
Yeah.
Right, which I respect.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Matt, respect. He came out and was like, "No, look at," and then
Yeah,
he had
his publicist.
He had his publicist drop something which was total bullshit.
Yeah.
and then he came out and was like, "No.
No publicist speaks for me.
I can't wait until all of that just stops.
Yeah.
You don't even have to address it.
Dude,
you
I
don't
love
have to come out with a statement defending yourself. You already said what you had to say. That's the end of it.
It's one of the best aspects of the rap community, the urban community in general. Like, there's almost nothing as disgraceful as making you say something you don't want to say.
Very true.
Those dudes are not going to play that fucking game.
Nope.
And you should have mad respect for that.
Yeah.
Whether it's Neo or anyone else. Like, you
exactly.
just,
It's about the cred.
yeah, it's all about the credit. And
Can't
if you're
lose it.
seen as backing off to these fucking clowns, it's not going to go well for your credibility in the community. Period.
Again, Neo, how strong the street cred was on that front,
Right.
when he's hosting Dancing with the Stars or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah. Another person who got in some shit for a very similar thing is Alice Cooper.
Oh, what'd Allie do?
Yeah. So first off, I will point out that Alice Cooper and Carlos Santana are both probably in their late 70s.
Gotta be.
Right?
Yep. I was thinking 80 for Santana, but it's gotta be.
Could be.
Yep.
But they're going to have beliefs that maybe don't align with some of yours. That's just the reality. So Alice Cooper's new makeup products in collaboration with Vampire Cosmetics. Seems like a perfect combination for him. He wears makeup. There's a very vampiric style to his stage show and presence.
Exactly.
Well, Vampire Cosmetics has dropped the brand, this cosmetics brand, from their website in light of his recent anti-trans comments. Oh boy, what were these comments? In an interview published by Stereo Gum last week, Cooper shared his opinions about best practice medical care for trans youth, saying that he was afraid that it's also a fad. So why would he say something like that?
I don't know. That's weird, yeah.
How do fads come and go? They start really quick, they get really hot, red hot, and then they just kind of fade. And whether that's the yo-yo or the hula hoop or the Rubik's Cube.
So Carlos is 76 and Alice is 75.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
something about, something about an old dog and new tricks?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
You can't expect these guys to get on board.
No.
They've lived their life. They've experienced life.
Yeah.
And some twat is going to tell them what to think or what to believe
just
or
a lady.
what's real.
Okay.
No. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've experienced it.
Yeah.
I've got 75 years of two fucking genders.
Yeah.
You've got 3.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So this is a different argument too, which that Alice is taking.
All right.
So he's talking about, I'm afraid this is a fad, using common anti-trans talking points to elaborate.
Oh.
That was in the article. Okay.
It was the dog whistles.
Using common anti-trans talking points. Okay, here's the problem when you say something like using common anti-trans talking points. You've never debated those. You've never cleared this up so you can go, oh yeah, that's just some common old fucking alt-right talking point.
Yeah.
Well, if you've never debated because you don't want to have the conversation with anyone, if you've never answered the questions and cleared up what those common talking points are, then they're still sitting there lingering a bit. That's what I see. Could be wrong, but that's just me. He said he feels children are not mature enough to make decisions about their gender identity. Crazy, man.
Children, you say?
Yeah, he says children.
Ah, so he's pretty specific.
Yeah.
In that.
I find it wrong when you've got a 6-year-old kid who has no idea. He just wants to play, and you're confusing him, telling him, yeah, you're a boy, but you could be a girl if you want to be. I mean, if you identify as a tree, I'm going, come on. What are we, in a Kurt Vonnegut novel? Yeah. It's so absurd that it's gone now to the point of absurdity. He also shared anti-trans rhetoric about access to public bathrooms, claiming that allowing trans people to use the bathroom that corresponds with their gender identity would lead to violent crimes. A guy can walk into a woman's bathroom at any time and just say, I just feel like I'm a lady today, and have the time of his life in there. He's just taking advantage of that situation. Somebody's going to get raped. Well, they already have. That happened in Virginia and in the school system there twice, actually. Alice Cooper will no longer be doing a makeup collab. We stand with all members of the LGBTQIA plus community. You know they're serious when they do all those.
Yeah, when you get it all there and the plus, exactly.
When you start getting into the
you have to Google it as
QIA plus.
Google it as you're typing it to make sure they haven't added a new letter.
Yeah.
That you have the most up-to-date information
Well,
possible.
you don't want to be transphobic by leaving one of the letters out, you know. And they believe at Vampire Cosmetics, everyone should have access to health care. All pre-order sales will be refunded. The collection was said to exude Alice's style with guitar and amp-shaped makeup palettes and microphone-styled lipsticks. It also featured a new version of Alice Cooper's iconic Whiplash mascara, a unisex product, created to liberate your eyes. Okay. Vampire Cosmetics, by the way, that's Vampyre. So they're even crazier. They could have gone just vampire.
You got to throw the Y in there.
The Y in there?
Why? Because just fucking.
Because, we're that fucking dark. Okay? They're described as woman-owned, disabled-owned, and LGBT plus-owned company. Our products are vegan, cruelty-free, and talc-free. They're also super long-lasting as they were specifically formulated for stage and screen. Okay, so having vegan and cruelty-free in the same sentence is hilarious. Hilarious. You mean the cute, fuzzy animals that you don't want killed, like rabbits and dogs. You don't give a flying fuck about the, all the millions of other animals that die in order for your vegan bullshit to come about. So whether you're talking about small rodents, mice, rats, frogs, snails, worms, those things are all mincemeat to make your vegan bullshit. So, just saying. So this idea that you're cruelty-free, you're cruelty-free to fox fur, I suppose.
To fuzzy animals.
To fuzzy animals, and I love the fuzzy animals
mice are fuzzy.
too. I love fuzzy animals.
Mice are fuzzy.
Yeah, but they don't have the bushy tail, dude. It's their demise.
Gotcha.
It's the bushy tail.
Yeah, that's fair.
If they had a bushy tail, they'd be as cute as a fucking cat.
Yeah.
Kitten. You know what I mean? All God had to do was not give him that thin pink bullshit and just give him a nice bushy tail.
Doing.
Imagine a squirrel with a fucking pink skin like
a
whip.
possum.
Yeah, gross.
Yep, that's exactly.
You give a possum big giant blue eyes and a bushy tail, he's a house cat.
He's a bunny.
Awesome.
He's a bunny.
He's a bunny. It's awesome. Yeah. So you're all inclusive. I love the inclusive statement. We're super inclusive.
Of course.
All he said basically was, and he's probably mostly wrong on some of this, on some level. Like, there's not, I didn't expect there to be, it still doesn't make it right. There's not going to be some outrageous amount of rapes in bathrooms all over.
Just an epidemic
Yes.
of the raping's going on.
That's not, but it has happened.
But is one too many, Michael?
One is way too many. And if I know plenty of girls who have been in shitty situations with men that were taken advantage by men. I know girls that were raped. I know girls that were date raped. They're shit drugged. I know girls that are absolutely petrified of walking past a guy on a dimly lit street, right?
Sure.
So if they're telling you they're not comfortable in this situation with some lady walking into their space where they're maybe having explosive diarrhea that day and they're fucking embarrassed, or they're, changing out their tampons.
Yeah.
Like God knows what kind of woman's issues are going on, and they don't want some fucking dude in there.
Yeah.
I get it. I listen to those girls too,
Could
right?
be a classic Trojan horse scenario.
Could be.
Right?
Could.
Just walk right in there with a wig and shitty heels and
Just sit here and listen to them all shit and piss.
that horrible echo that comes out of the bowl.
It is kind of a nightmare. All right, let's see. Should we do an Ask T or just do email? We got to go, don't we?
Yeah, we got some ribs in the oven.
Let's do a couple emails and then we'll get out of here. We'll save the Ask T for tomorrow.
There you go. We'll hit them all.
All right. Chris says, "Go Lions." First off, rest in peace is the subject. I started a drinking game that I played during the last podcast with Paul Aaliyah. Every time he said, "You know what I'm saying?" or you guys said Newburgh, I took a shot of bourbon. I was clinically dead at the 18-minute mark. Thank you.
Well, I was going to say,
did we say Newburgh a lot?
I mean,
we talked about him because he introduced us.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be the bro game.
Yeah.
Every time he said bro.
He does say bro a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does bro a lot. But he does that on stage.
It's fine. That's what I thought that was going to be.
Yeah. Diversity and equity. This is from Connor, our dear friend.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I listen to the Tigers on the radio often, and Comerica Bank has 2 ads.
R.I.P. Jim Price.
Did Jim Price die?
He did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. That was Dita's girls, like her ex-husbands, like they were family. It's like
really?
That's her daughter's
He's good,
uncle.
too. I like Jim Price.
He was.
Yeah.
Nice area.
Let's see. So Comerica Bank has 2 ads that play every commercial break about how half of their upper management are women or ethnic minorities, and the other commercial is about how they invest in the green economy. Every time I hear those commercials, I question how that has anything to do with protecting my money and making me more money, which is why I don't use Comerica. I couldn't tell you who my financial advisor voted for. Couldn't give a shit. If they started explaining to me anything other than their plan to grow my retirement account, I would switch companies before they finished their first sentence. With love. I agree with you, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're gaining from this push because I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone who is putting their financial interests into the hands of these people who go, oh yeah, we do a great job of diversity hires here.
Mm-hmm.
We have more women and blacks on staff than most banks. I'd go, yeah. What does that have to fucking do with my money? What does that have to do with my growth over a 10-year period? Like, who gives a shit? I don't care. Good for you. The fact that you need to brag to tell me that?
Yeah. Don't tell me about your returns.
Right.
Tell me about your diversity hires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would
loud and clear, Comerica.
And knowing that if I ever had more than $15 in my bank, I would not be going to Comerica Bank.
Fair. Yeah.
Fuck that. Nope. I don't care. I don't care if you have the diversity hires. The fact that you need to brag about it in media commercials tells me you don't give a shit about making money. You're looking for a high ESG score, and I don't give a shit about your ESG score. I'd rather you have a 0 ESG score and you make me good returns on my money. How about that? Because that's what I'm paying you to do.
That's what matters.
All right, T. Let's get out of here for the day.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everybody. Got a busy day tomorrow, but we'll be here, and hopefully you'll all join us then.